I'm going to hold the phone further away because the amount of people that bump into it say it looks slimmer in real life. Anyway, it's Saturday morning. Morgan's here. They're just putting a new screen in the Valtra. The screen, if you went over bumps, it was like flickering, so they're putting a new screen in it. Andrew come last night, did a little bit of drilling the barley just to make sure everything was working right, so this is it. It's Friday night. Andrew decided that he was going to come back tonight for us and drill some barley. So he's going to go up to the field now. He's done the drill, calibrated, and he's off out drilling, so let's go and see what job he's doing. Go and see how he's getting on. So he's looks like he's done some of the headland. He's done here now, hasn't he? So he's just on his, must be his second pass of the headland perhaps. Go and catch him up. There it is. All 12 metres of it. Just in the corner now. So lift up, back on a 90 bend. And then set off that way. On the Valtra because we believe that the RTK signal's not working at the moment from Bill's yard, so that's using a radio for its correction signal, not sorry, that's using a SIM card, not a radio. So this is barley after wheat. We look like we've had a good shit on any wheat that is shed before we drilled it, before we harvested it, so hopefully we'll kill all that off and we should just have just barley growing in the field. See the disc there just slicing through, dropping the seed down the tube, rolling it in, the little rubber wheel, then pushing the slot closed with a metal notch one at the back. Yeah, so thanks for that, Andrew. Anyway, me and Morgan are going to go out now and start drilling. I said to Morgan, the important thing is not to miss bits. He said, oh, I felt a judgment there. Because he does miss bits when he's disking sometimes. Anyway, hopefully he'll not miss any bits sowing. So that's why there's been so many pigeons hanging around. They found the sunflowers. This field's for barley, but anywhere where it's got shaded trees, it's still quite sticky and tacky. It's really still now as well, so I think we might have to go back onto wheat and come back to this. We're out drilling the wheat behind the yard now. So Rob's here from Bowsers. He's setting up the GPS section control because we've never had a tractor with section control unlock on the drill before. So he's making sure it's working properly. So we're just going around the edge of the field now. And we're back off again. Actually not a bad seed bed, to be honest. The problem, slugs gonna eat it. You can see here where they've been eating dock leaves. Not a good sign. This is the wettest bit of the field, but it's still back to slipping a bit. Just plugging through. Kind of needs must really. We're waiting for this bit, this hollow to not be wet. Could be a week. Gonna get a video of it skidding then as it come through that bit there where we filled the hollow in a little bit, but anyway, he's through it now by the time I got here with the buggy. Them wheels didn't stay black for long, did they? Rob's put the log splitter on, the little solace. I think it needs to be in the air myself, instead of low down, so you're not bending. no effort there, is there?
Easy.
Yeah, this is eucalyptus, so it smells. You put your face close to the screen now. Smell eucalyptus oil. Oh, there it goes. Ah. Less effort than an axe, isn't it? Get another use to the little solace. And the oxtail log splitter. Oh look, it's got a little QR code. Do you reckon that works if you scan the screen? Maybe that one because there's less pipes in the way, but maybe that works. Got a bag of seed ready to put in a minute. Just a ton going in now, that's probably enough for about 5 hectares. Just looking how the tractor's auto steering, but I don't think it knows where the axle is on the drill. So can you see it's cut the corner, so it's missed 3 or 4 foot on the bend. It's a tight bend, which is a little bit annoying. So we'll have to re-drill that. Otherwise it'd be a gap for pigeons to land in. I'm looking at this field of wheat. It is coming up now. You can see it just in rows. But see it chewed. That's at the top taken off. This is slug damage. Now it should pull through. It's just whether they graze it even more and how many. I mean, all them have been chewed off, or how many of them are the seeds they've actually eaten before they've come up. It's a bit annoying. That was the ploughed bit. This was the bit that was just sumoed. It's all coming up here as well. This is after OSR, and normally there'd be volunteers for the slugs to eat, not the wheat. But because we've had to cultivate it or plough it, we've kind of lost the volunteers for them to chew on, which is a bit of a shame. But they're normally the distraction, so keep my eye on it. I don't want to waste any slug pellets. Hopefully it's supposed to be 20 odd degrees this afternoon. Hopefully it'll start growing a bit quicker than the slugs can eat it. We'll see. One of the last fields we drilled last year I was worried about, and it looked quite thin. Actually ended up yielding the best. So yeah, I shouldn't be too worried just at the moment, I don't think. This field is some lighter land. No slugs on this, and it's doing all right at the moment. Just in the buggy trying to find the next dry field to go to, but it's proving a bit difficult. There's actually been spots on the window while I've been looking. It's like Joe's sowing over there. So there's these soft spots everywhere. Yeah, Joe's the same, trying to find fields that are dry enough. This is just about dry enough if it stays dry. I'm back in this field now because although it's not quite fit, it is still the driest. The headlands though are still soft. See, swidging. But what we're going to do, now we've got the section control working on the tractor that's turning the drill on and off, we can drive around the edge of the field, mark a boundary, it's a new field, and then the drill will turn on and off where we need it to be, drill the middle of the field, and if we make any mess we can flatten it out. But equally as well, 2 hours it'll take to drill the middle of the field will then mean that the outside of the field will have 2 hours more drying, and then we'll drill that last. That's the plan anyway. Yeah, you can see there where I've driven in the buggy. We did actually try and drill this one the other day. Right, you can see over here where Andrew came in, and he got halfway around and we decided it was too wet. So this is the bit where he drilled the other day. See. What a year. Bill and Joe are the other side of the hedge, and there's quite a cover of volunteer OSR, and it's too wet underneath it, so they're having to give up for the day. Done one field and they're not really happy with how it's gone, so I'm going to leave it to dry up a bit. But we've not got this 23 degrees heat, and we've not got this blue sky either. There's a little bit of a breeze though now. There's the drill. Finally. In fact, look, we've actually got a blue sky coming out now. In the last 10 minutes. I'm out trying to find the next field we can drill. But when the track's like this to get to it, you can pretty much guarantee that the field's going to be too wet. This is the reason why I use the buggy more than my car. It's good fun as well. I'll have to drive it to do the birthdays later. We'll have to reinstate this track sometime this year with the digger to the back of Wellbrook. On another field now, 90% of it's dry, but you've just got these darker patches that are still wet and sticky. So a little bit more patience on these if we can wait. There's the big black sticky patch there as well. Olivia said she wanted to clean something, so I said you can clean the buggy. But she's just seen the state of it. Keep you busy. Bob's took that off to put the log splitter on. Nothing to it when you take it off, is there? Right now, let's go and get the fence so that we can get some seed to him. To Morgan who's drilling. Barley's in the dryer, drying nicely. Merlot's getting covered in dust. I think she's got bored already, or I told her to get her wellies at least. Just gonna drop the ramps. And that wedge down a bit. I did put some oil in that, I don't know whether it's soaked in yet, but I'm gonna put some bags of seed on the front and then the mini Merlot on the back. Then I can drop it off for him. Field he's on, he only needs 3 bags full, but I'm going to take him 4 so that we can hopefully top up, and there might be another drier one afterwards. So I'm going to put them on this way round, and then I can, when I load the Merlot, I can use the spikes then to hold the bags on. And then I've only got to strap the Merlot down, is the plan. So I can drop these here, go and get another 2. And then thread them all on the spikes. This is a good thing. That's 3 bags back. Yeah, I can still reach it and pull it in, and then I can lift the 2 then. On 1 on each spikes. Watch you don't hit that trailer. This is by far the best method to fill the drill. A little telehandler, because you can just quicker and easier. I did look, didn't I, getting a stone trailer like the one we've got here, and having a longer conveyor on it and then filling it with seed and belting it in, but it just means that it's 2 tractors tied up. Whereas this, I can go with a low loader now, drop the low loader in the field with this telehandler. You can use it all it needs, and then we just go, someone goes later on and picks it back up again. No one's sort of driving around to just be left to pick a tractor up. You could potentially, where's the handbrake? You could potentially pull the trailer with this one to the field, but then you've got to get a lift back. Whereas now, I'll just drive this on and then leave the whole thing there. Come back later with the low loader and just pick it back up again. One-man job. Just strap it on now. I could have fitted another 2 rows of bags on if I wanted to. Maybe 1, 2. Yeah, easily. But that's got them now. They can't fall off because that grab's got them. Just strap it down and off we go. Lift the ramps back up, which is easy. Just on this lever. What would be really handy is if you had like, I don't know, like something that wedged on here maybe. Like chocks that it's sat in between, so you didn't even have to strap that on. Remember we put them longer bars on? Well, we put them on them pins there, and because they were only in 1 hole, they snapped off, just like they did. So we need to drill it through and get them on better. We could drill just above that. You can have it through the box section onto here, and then do the same the other side, and then put the longer triangulation on from the longer top links that we bought, because that's snapped off and they cracked off, didn't they, originally? Otherwise it's been a good trailer. We've upped the power a bit now with the petrol one. Right, I'm going to take this seat now. Darker sticky patches, that's just what we're trying to avoid, so we're going to fill up on this stubble now. Take the straps off now. Let's see if it'll lift 4 bags. Oh no, well that's 4 ton. It's only designed to lift 2.6. Yeah, that'll be wishful thinking. No, won't quite. Let's take 2 off and then come back for the other 2. And this is the state of the headlands. The middle. I hadn't realised, but apparently they were struggling with the Sumo, so they dissed the headlands. It's not left it as lumpy, so it's not as big a surface area to dry out, and that's why they want the line a bit wetter. But you can see how much it's drying, because you can see the pass he's just done here now looks a bit darker than the one he's done previously. I don't know why he's lifted up there now. What's his GPS gone off? Yeah, looks like it has. I don't know what he's doing. He's just started a random pass because he was. Yeah, he's over there where he was up to before. Not sure what he's doing. Oh yeah, this is drilled now. Don't know what he's done. He seems to have missed a 12-metre strip. He's had to go around a wet hole as well over there. Obviously a drain bubble in here. I'll leave this bit, I think. So round it. Yeah, there's something bubbling up here, isn't there? Yeah, so every so often there's a wet pocket, and this is one of them. 95% of the field is alright. There's 3 wet holes there, and then obviously this one here. It's clearly a drain bubbling. You can see where it's wet and then flowing off down the field. Lifted the drill right up so it can't block any coulters. The drill's actually not sinking, it's the tractor here that's gone down. You see them in Canada drilling huge fields and then they come across wet patches. This is kind of like a small wet patch compared to what they'd find. That's where he's just pulled round. So that's the standing water. Annoyingly, he went up and down and he missed 24 metres and must have picked the worst run to go down. Whereas if he'd have carried on perhaps before we'd filled up, he'd have noticed that the next pass was probably going to be wetter and could have decided to drill round it. But we'd filled up, and using the GPS he just picked another mark. So he's sinking there as well now. Oh, I can't wait till 2023 is over. Yeah, so this is where he got to, and then yeah, what a pain. In fact, I'm just looking now. This obviously was all sumoed, but you can see where when Andrew rolled it, he's gone round it. It must have been too wet to roll at the time. Typical, he's gone over there now, and there's actually dust coming off the drill now. This is wet patch. I think it's a bit cleaner.
A bit cleaner?
Yeah? Well, what? So you run out of petrol in the other one?
I don't know, and it doesn't really matter because I'm nearly done.
The buggy looks pretty clean. This is just starting on the Merlot now. It's look good actually, doesn't it? Hope it dries off in a bit to do the birthday bumper. I'm just going to go and spray off the summer barley. I've got 600 wide tyres on. Not ideal, it'd be better with row crops, but also don't want to make a mess. So I'll spray it off, then we'll have a chance of cutting it in a fortnight's time. This feels probably a little bit immature for spraying off, but don't want it getting any later. And then if I end up spraying pre-emergence for the next few weeks, I'd sooner get this done out the way. I expect the bushel weight to be quite poor on it because it is getting sprayed off early, but it's either that or we don't even harvest it at all. So we'll see what happens. Spray it off and leave it for a few weeks. This is the other field now. Pretty ripe, to be honest. Very soft, but definitely getting there. And then we'll spray it off. It'll kill the grass in the bottom as well. See if we can combine it a bit. Considering the 600 tyres, they don't look too wide for going in here. Anyway, I've sprayed this off. This was drilled with the drill. And then where it's a lot sort of riper, that was drilled a few weeks before I broadcast it on with the fertiliser spreader. It looked thin at the time, but it's actually must have tilled quite a lot. Once the corn was cut, you can see that's the lines from the drill, and then this is broadcast. It doesn't look so bad. This is a stripe as well, where I think the fert spreader had missed. So that's a strip through with the drill in lines, if you look. But it's had no fertiliser, so no fungicide, it's had nothing. But it just shows you that the dry weather must have killed the barley off, the fact that this has grown pretty well without any fertiliser. Don't you think? Anyway, I'd be interested to see what it yields like. Morgan's done what he can on this, the middle, gone round a few wet patches, waiting for the headland to dry up. Hope it does. Absolutely still as anything now. Not an ounce of wind, and the sun's now going down because it's getting near 6 o'clock, probably a bit after 6, probably about 6:30. I'll just take this bag of seed back now that we would have used on the headlands but didn't need. He's gone to 2 different fields after this, trying to find one dry enough to drill. We can't, so we're going to try again tomorrow. It's obviously had another 12 hours drying perhaps, and we're going to go to a block of land at Rain Hill, see if that's any dry. That's a little bit sandier, but bottom of the hill, it's quite clay, so we're not sure. Olivia's finished. It's not too bad. Linda's could do with a little bit more work perhaps, but yeah, we've had a dry day, but we've had loads of wet patches. The top of the country has just been wet all day and flooding. So what have you had? Have you had a dry day or a wet day? Let me know in the comments and we'll see where the line is, the division line of the rain. Oh, only 4 names on the birthday bumper and 2 of them are dubious. So it's Benjamin Dover's birthday. It's David Aids is 60. David, I'm not sure how you pronounce his surname, sorry, but David's on there. And Daniel Gleebles is on there as well, he's 34. So happy birthday everyone on there. 48,282. Just talked to Martin Williams actually as I was writing this, and I said, oh, it's nearly 50 grand, and he said, how much have you raised for charity in the last few years? I said, well, it's nearly 50 on this. If you add everything else up, I did it the other day, 380,000 I think, but it's not me, it's everyone watching this, because it's all you guys that have helped do that. So yeah, pat yourself on the back for that. Anyway, it's going to lock up and edit what you've just watched, and I'll see you all tomorrow.